Man, my beautiful, beautiful N-Strike Elite Rayven, and I seriously love this blaster. This is one of my first true nerfing loves, because when we got this thing, I could not help but put all sorts of little attachments and stuff on it. In fact, I remember specifically buying the Spectre, the Elite Spectre, specifically for this barrel, to specifically put on the end of this blaster. And it's funny because I actually was not the one who purchased this. My roommate is actually the one who purchased this. I believe it was from Toys R Us at the time, and I don't know why I didn't buy it. I think it's because he bought one that I just didn't feel like buying one myself. I didn't want to copy what he was doing. I love the blaster and I got to play around with it a lot, but it wasn't mine. And when I was moving out, he was very, very nice to let me have it. In fact, he offered to give it to me because he knew I liked it so much. So I can't thank you enough, Chadwick, because I love this thing. And you can see it is decked out in my favorite scheme here. We've got, of course, the Elite Pinpoint Sight, which is a rarity in and of itself, and of course the Elite Spectre barrel. And it matches up pretty good, not perfectly, but pretty good with the white lines and stuff on here. But what if I were to say that there's not a whole lot of stuff that you can buy for a Rayven? In fact, the strife is much, much more ubiquitous. In fact, the only thing the Rayven is usually good for is cutting up and putting a strife right here and making what's called a straven, which I hate. I don't even think they look good, and I don't know why people do them, but what the heck ever. I think the crossbolt strife is, while more difficult of an application, much, much better looking and functions entirely the same. But that's a horse to beat some other time. This is a beautiful blaster. It actually has a lot of paint application on it, because you can see the black right here with the gray striping. I don't know if you can see that. That follows through the entire blaster. And of course, all the white. The only thing that really ruins it is, of course, the neon green. That's kind of backwards, is one of the only blasters that does that. And then the grip. Oh my god, just the color separation on the grip is fantastic. I can gush about this blaster forever. It is one of my favorites. I kind of wish we'd get, like, I know we got the Rayven Fire, but compare the frickin' Rayven Fire's paint job to this thing. I dare you. It has paint applications on both sides. The Elite Rayven is amazing. And what could possibly make it more amazing? And I say possibly because I have no clue, but yes, there aren't a whole lot of kits that you can buy for it. And I know I already tried to segue into that once, and now I'm going to completely segue into this nice, beautiful 3D printed kit from Worker Kit. This is a Worker F10555 design, and it looks like you can install it without even taking the blaster apart, which is really cool. I like that. Sometimes you can do that, sometimes you can't. These are just little cosmetic pieces. They're relatively cheap, and that got a little dirty right there, but the print quality is amazing. Like, seriously, it's flawless. I absolutely, it blows my mind when I get stuff that looks just so exceptionally good, because I have a 3D printer myself. In fact, you might hear it in the background. It's currently printing out a flippin' shotgun, but it doesn't really usually get anywhere near this quality of printing, and the fact that they can print out so many of these pieces to sell at this quality is just mind-blowing. But there we have it, and this is, well, take this off right here. We can put that on right there. I guess it will go on like this, eh? Yep. And that's supposed to match up like that. You can kind of see what's going on here. These pieces, kinda, yeah, they drill in on the back. Oh, I already like where this is going. And then we've got this piece right here, which, if I'm not mistaken, is going to fill in right there. And there are some screws in this little baggie. And, yeah, that's exactly what it's going to do. And it turns your Rayven into this. Now, while this does silhouette-wise look really cool, I think the major problem I have with this right off the bat is that the Rayven, especially the Elite kind, has such good color separation and paint application, and then you throw this on it and it kind of ruins it. Like this white line right here, this does not go all the way forward. It very well should, especially with that gray line right there, but it doesn't in this case. And it just seems kind of awkward, but the overall silhouette is amazing looking. Now, you are, of course, adding even more dead space to a blaster where the flywheel cage is located back here. So you have darts already having to travel this far. Now they're gonna have to travel even farther. And yes, there is no barrel up in there yet. We're gonna have to put some kind of barrel material in there to truly get it working. And reliably, I'd love to try to get that barrel on there, which would make it even more ridiculously longer. So this could be a lot of fun right here, because we're gonna have a stock Elite Rayven that probably performs absolutely horribly, but it may look cool. It may look cool, at least. And I haven't even screwed any of these pieces on. In fact, it only comes with really one screw? Is that correct? I only saw one screw. There are, of course, screw holes back here, but I only got one little screw to put in. And that must be the screw that goes in right up here. So that's a little backwards, and not a big deal for somebody like me, and I'm assuming that might have just been a mistake, or perhaps maybe I even lost the other screws it came with. That is entirely possible. After all, I am a professional idiot. But it's, you know, I have my own screws, so let's not complain about that too much. I can just put my own screws into it, which is exactly what we're going to do. I have my little box of screws right here. This is not the only little box. This is just the little box that I happen to have. And we're just going to pick out some of these Elite-style screws right here and screw this back end on. Now, what exactly are we going to do at the front? Because that is an all-important question. Because if we make that too long, of course I've got all sorts of little muzzle pieces I can put on there. I could put on a bright orange barrel, which would kind of work because the trigger and the sight and stuff like that, but I'd rather have something a little more matching the setup, and for that I really do want to go with that Elite Spectre barrel there. So we're going to see if we can't extend out the faux barrel enough to match up with that. I kind of doubt I can, but I'm going to try it. You never know until you try. That's the most important thing, and that's kind of the fun when you get these kinds of kits, because yeah, there is like one specific way it's supposed to be used, but screw it, we're going to do our own thing. Now this does also happen to cover up the other slot for you to put in a bandolier or something, like a carrying strap, a point, you know, sling of some description. Because you got this one up here, which is now also pretty much covered up, but now this completely takes that up. So if you don't use a sling with your blaster, the Rayven being really, really nice to have a sling on, I might add, no harm, no foul. But if you like to use one, this kit is not for you. But as you can see, it is relatively easy to put together, and not a whole lot of people are going to do this to their Rayven, so you'd have something kind of unique and special. And if you modify your Rayven, hey, there's even more stuff you can do there. I don't believe I need to put in all these screws, but because I'm a completionist, I am going to put all these screws in there. Maybe I'm the only one that has this problem, but whenever I do like a modification, like if I do a quick mod and I can't find all the screws, big deal. But when I do something that I'm like really, really proud of, it's gotta have all the screws in there, man, or I will just go insane. I will know that. In fact, I recently lost the little orange piece that goes in the heel, the grip of my Xectre kit in the Ultima Strife, and while I don't even necessarily need it, it's completely cosmetic, it's almost impossible to see. It bothers the heck out of me it's not there. So we have now this kit installed, and because like the one thing the Rayven was missing was like a really good way to grab the blaster up, especially up at the front. That is so comfortable. That little bit of extension on the stock right there. And this, it's so good. I'm gonna need a second. Oh, man. Oh, I just had a Nerf-gasm. Oh, it's so I'm not even a person who likes stocks or barrels that much, and this is just, this is turning into like a near must-buy for me. Again, print quality is excellent. Installation is easy. The only thing we really have an issue with is, of course, that barrel. Now, I do have some worker barrel material over here. Let's try something like this. Can I stick that in there? Yes, I can to some degree. I can't put it in as much as I'd like. Let's see if I can. Get in there. Get in your hole. Okay, something like that. And can we just kind of, no? That's not going to be a thing, is it? It's like a freaking spider living in my Spectre barrel. Oh, just go on there, man. That's a little, yeah, there's no way that that's gonna, of course, there's a total crazy amount of dead space on the end of this. Okay, well, you know what, I got the, like, actual thing. hold on. You know, maybe this was more important anyway, you know? Maybe this is just kind of how it was meant to be. We'll put that on there first. It actually seems like it's a little too long. I'd like to be slightly shorter, but we'll do it anyway. You guys can tell me down in the comment section if that seems like it's a little too long or not. Come on, get in there. I know you can go in there farther. Do it. Don't displease me. Oh, that seems a little too long to me. But, this is just silly. I don't even think this thing has batteries in it. We're gonna have to put in some very fancy AA's to power the beast. Oh god, if you thought this couldn't get better. Oh, I declare it the world's sexiest Elite Rayven. That is remarkably comfortable. Oh, that feel when you're black. Oh! I guess it just took a little while. Alright. I mean, this isn't an Infinite, so we're gonna have to manually load a dart in here. Let's see what we can do. Hey, that fired still pretty okay. Huh. Okay, well, let's take this thing outside and grab some new darts and go see exactly how much this impacts performance. Oh, holy crap, it's hot out here, but we do have this very, very beautiful Rayven, so that makes things slightly better. Good to note that the rail on here is actually like N-Strike rail sized, which is great. And there are spots and like screw posts on every side that does allow you to put a like attachment rail like Worker makes for their blasters that you can just screw on there like the ones from your Strife kit and whatnot. So that's pretty nifty. I'm never gonna use them. I can't even figure out what to put on the side of the rail right here, but it is an option. Let's see exactly how good this thing performs. Again, stock Elite Rayven, nothing special. Let's do this. Sure, it revs up all the way. Can we not? I guess the mag was loaded too heavily. I couldn't squeeze the trigger. All right. Ah, that's not bad. Kind of what you'd expect. I am using super darts because they're the only fresh darts I have right now. That's almost respectable. Huh. That's not bad. Okay. Let's take the entire thing off and shoot it without it. Oh boy. Well, accuracy. Oh no. Oh god, it's like way better. That's actually really good for a stock blaster. Okay, some of these shots are landing about where they did. But give it an angle. Put a little stank on it. Oh yeah, no, that's really good. Huh. I guess we could get off the chronograph and see exactly what's going on here, but that was a noticeable difference. Although a big dump on any accuracy. The accuracy took quite a heavy hit. So that might be important, but of course, higher velocity is of course going to affect your accuracy in some way. So I'm gonna put it with the chronograph for a little bit and see exactly what we're messing with here and give you my conclusions. So unsurprisingly, with this whole barrel setup here, with the piece that I put in here, this one right here, and then this front end right here, cuts off FPS by about 7 to 12 was the worst I ever saw it. So it went from like a 73, 70 FPS blaster to like a 63, 58 kind of blaster. It could get pretty down there, but for a stock blaster, that's still not that bad. It was still pretty good, and on top of all of that, it looks flippin' sweet. I can say with absolute certainty that like this stock is exceptionally comfortable. It's even got that kind of chevrons right there on the end of it that is all over on the Rayven already, with the grip right here and this little piece right here that goes through the thumbhole stock. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's very reasonably priced too. Of course, there isn't a whole lot of pieces on there, but my gosh, how it changes the look of the Rayven and makes it look so much frickin' cooler. I've got no choice but to say, if you're looking for something to make your Rayven unique and awesome, then this is definitely a very, very good option. It clashes a little bit with my blaster. I do need to add some paint right here and continue this gray stripe and everything like that, but the angles are all matched up really, really well. The foregrip, like oh, it's so comfortable. It's so much better. That little bit of an addition to the stock, too, makes reloading so much easier. I just hit my camera. But that little bit of, just that little bit right there makes reloading so much more comfortable and everything. If you use a Rayven regularly or you want to start using a Rayven, buy this kit. And this was sent to me by Worker Kit for review. They did not pay me for my opinion or anything. They just wanted to send this out to me and get my feedback on it, and I am extremely impressed. And I do hope this means, I'm sure there probably are more kits for the Rayven out there, but this is the first one that I've personally seen. I haven't really kept up on them, but I really hope this means there's gonna be more, because this is an awesome looking kit, and I highly, highly recommend it, especially with the Elite Pinpoint sight and the Infamous drum on there. Love it. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. I may have to mod my Rayven. I don't want to, because it's really, really nice, but I want to actually have a reason to use it, so I may have to print out a Rayven cage and make this thing a little bit better. Let me know what you think, and if you have any ideas down in that comment section below. I'm always reading them, and I always appreciate your guys' feedback. If you like this kind of thing, please hit that like button. It really does help the channel ever so immensely. You have no idea how thankful I am for the support you guys have been showing for the last couple of days, and it's what motivates me to keep doing stuff like this. And I am extremely, extremely happy. Of course, there will be links to buy this thing down in the comment, that description as well, because buying it is going to be very, very important. Not that anybody ever reads the description, because I will do a review on something and be like, oh, where did you get that? How did you buy that? Even though I mentioned it several times in the video, and I put it in the description. Whatever. Anyway, I'm Walcom S7. Thank you very much for watching this video, and of course, I hope to see you in an entirely different one.
You gotta